and good evening. My name is Bita Sadanandan. I have a little bit of a sore throat, and today is the Tuesday, March 10th, 2026, and the time is 6:29 p.m. And the area of body we would be maintaining health of by the Nirbeeja Yoga style is the area of eyes, the head region above the region of the eyes. Eye is about the region of the head. So head has been um, kind of demarcated into four parts, and eyes are the second part of the four-part head, where a human body is divided into 41 parts, 40 of those parts being divided into four each, and tail plus shwa being the 41st part. Um, and this 41 repeats through the month. So that's 40 into 4 each plus 41. So how much of a time that takes through the month. And through the month, or it carries over to the next month as long as those 41 gets completed. Okay. So 40 into 4 and then 41. And then, yeah, 41st. So the idea is when these different parts of the body are regularly taken care of, these parts of the body get taken care of, which means protection of health is better than prevention of diseases, better than cure. Which means people go to the gym, they exercise sets of muscles, but they may not be exercising the pancreas, for example. Do we have pancreas? Yeah, we have the area above the abdomen, which also includes the pancreas. Um, um, they may not be paying particular attention to your tailbone. You may not be going to the gym to exercise your tailbone. You may be, but how about the perineum? Or let's just say the gallbladder. You go to exercise your gallbladder? Maybe around there. Or, well, I'm thinking about your little finger. To exercise your little finger. You may be exercising that. All right. Nevertheless, there are these parts of the body, and there are people who don't go to the gym. So if somebody is interested, there are these lives to attend to. At least you'll think about these body parts. And when you think about them, and when you're aware of them in some way, you are taking care of them in some way. And that's going to be a lot more people who are healthier, or at least thinking about those body parts, which means those departments in those people's bodies are functioning. That's a little bulb on moment, which means the universe is enlivening over time, where people don't know what the universe is. Our body at least has 41 parts. So that's so many parts of the universe per person. Okay, nevertheless, I have my thought lines, you have your thought lines, and I do this. I have the opportunity of free speech. So I'm making use of the available opportunity and the surfaces on which I can post this content, should in case somebody be interested. And I found some people are interested. For example, on my podcast, Mighty Radio, where there are people from several countries who have been listening to my podcast. So the reach is something. YouTube also have been posting on it, and there have been people watching it. I don't know from where they're watching because I don't see the country or the viewer statistics in that sense. Neither do I know about X spaces. But okay, the area of the body we're maintaining today by the Nirbeeja Yoga style is the area of the eyes. And in the evening, when the sun is kind of still setting in South India, Bengaluru, I'm in the RR Nagar area. And here, the physiology is different because there is so many levels above sea level, but vis-a-vis in Srinagar, which is so many levels higher than in Nagar. So the physiological experience in this geodesimal location is different from Srinagar, at least in my experience. And you may be from other parts of the globe, and we are all on the same planet Earth. So your physical experience of your eyes at this point in time, wherever you are, may be different from how I am experiencing it. Yeah. Nevertheless, we have eyes. So wherever you are, bring your attention to the region of your eyes about your head. Try and feel your eyes without using your hands to touch your head to know where your eyes are. And then this is movementless yoga. So this is awareness-based, mindfulness-based, present moment appreciation-based. And the area of body we would be appreciating the present moment by are the eyes, the tissues of the eyes. So if you can feel your eyes, your eyelids, for example, are part of your eyes, the region of your eyes on your head. So if you can feel your eyelids, say, for example, in terms of warmth or softness or heaviness or moisture, you are still about the region of the eyes. And some people have blepharoptosis, that is, their eyelids droop. One eye versus the other droops. And that's because of the heaviness of eyes, of heaviness of dreams on their eyelids, or heaviness of thoughts about different areas of the body, which their brain is thinking so much on and is bearing down on their eyes. Brain is above the region of the head. Okay, above the region of the eyes. Yeah. So the neocortex is more like a hat, like a beret. Um, NCC cadets wear a beret. Yeah. So that's like drooping and like a bum sitting on a stool, big bum sitting on a stool just um, oozes out on the sides. So your brain's kind of, you can't say neoplasia. Yeah. Your neocortex going neoplasia. No, that's not kind of. We sometimes think more than we need to, and your brain gets a little inflamed. So maybe that feels a little heavy on the eyes or delicate. Yeah. Um, and so much of worry, you don't know how to uplift the downtrodden. Yeah. Like your bum drooping at the sides of a tiny stool. Similarly, your brain may be a little needing a little support, a little upliftment, and is all contained within the skull, and the skull is not moving. So that may be like in a jail. Your brain's like in a jail, but your brain apparently can't complain. But you have your eyes going a little droopy, oh sleepy. Yeah, no, no, no. Heavy brain on eyes. So what we're going to do is by the awareness of your eyelids, we're going to help your brain be a little more contained. Otherwise, the imagination, the thought lines, and several brain waves may be kind of flowing around you. Yeah, like a little bit droopy, like pancakes with marshmallows dripping from the sides. Yeah. So you have your dreams dripping about your head. Okay, oh my goodness. Now, yeah, we have different experiences of living. Some people are having out of the body experience so much that they can't contain the matter in their brain. Okay. Now, I invite you to bring your attention to anywhere about your eyelid. And if you notice somewhere about your forehead, that would also be where your prefrontal cortex is, and all those thinking areas, too much of thinking you don't want to think. So let's not think. Yeah. So we're not going to try not to think. We're going to let our thoughts be however they are moving, however they are, whatever is happening in your thought space, let them be. What we're going to do is to pay attention to the warmth of the eyelids. Pay attention to any sense of warmth about the eyelids. There could be emotions coming up because you don't have to do anything with your thoughts. Let them be. And they're not, oh, nuisance, so you're just going to be there, I'm going to watch you. No. You're just going to pay attention to the warmth about your eyelids. Yeah? And anywhere about your eyes. It could be the undersurface of your eyes. You could be having dark circles, but just pay attention to warmth in to the lower eyelids, upper eyelids. Okay? Per se, the lower eyelids are not called lower eyelids. I think only the upper eyelids are called, in my mind. Okay, names apart, all kinds of words. Just warmth. Can you feel warmth about your eyes? Yeah? Could be warmth or hotness. If you've been having a tense day, you are likely to feel a little hot. But if you're paying attention to the sense of warmth, in the temperature range. There could be hot, but check if you can feel any sense of warmth. Chances are the heat will slightly dissipate because you're paying attention to warmth. And then notice if your eyes in some way feel cool, in any way. If there is coolness, then you have the experience, then you can sense coolness. Otherwise, if you can sense warmth, good enough. But check if you can feel warmth. If it's not there, it's not there. But what if it's there and you are not looking and hence you don't know? Yeah. And then notice the breadth of your eyes from the inner canthus to the outer canthus, the inner corner to the outer corner. Pay attention to the entire length of your eyes, or rather, that's the breadth. Yeah. Okay. The width of your eyes. Yeah. From the inner surface close to your nose to the temples, about there. How big is your eyes? Just feel your eyes along the length of your eyelids. Yeah. And try and pay attention to any sense of a liquid sense because your eyelids are soft tissues, very pliable. It could be like jelly a little bit. Yeah. Pay attention to any sense of a liquid sense about your eyes because your eyeballs are also made of a soft liquid inside, and your eyelids are also kind of soft pliable tissue. So when you tear, eyes more likely get the liquid bit than say your mouth or your cheek. Yeah. So there's more fluid about the eyes than other parts. Um, than we would like to think about other parts of. If you're having more liquid in your nose, you're more likely to have a cold. But eyes naturally are even expected to be moist. Yeah. Now, if your eyes are dry, then doctors may recommend putting some fluids to make it moist. So liquid is expected. Now, so any sense of moisture, any sense of warmth, any sense of softness about the eyes, all good. You're more likely to have a relaxed experience about the region of your forehead, okay, about the region of your eyes, but your brain is likely to be cooler because it's not thinking in terms of words, maybe, or it's just not thinking because you're busy paying attention to sensations about your eyes, more likely to not be thinking. Now, you could go and check if your brain is thinking, but chances are your ability to sense your eyes becomes less because it requires different faculties to sense your eyes versus to pay attention to your brain, to notice what your brain's doing. Yeah? It's a different kind of a sensory experience. So if you can try and pay attention only to the sensory experience of your eyes, chances are your brain gets a chance to just be, to just breathe, not always have to do something. Yeah? Nevertheless, if this has you have a sense of relaxation from just paying attention to moisture, warmth, softness, and notice if you can feel moisture, warmth, softness about the left eye and the right eye. Now that's an additional challenge because you may be comfortable about one eye but may not have thought about the other. Yeah. So this is like neglect of one side versus the other. Yeah. So a body is like twins in one body. Yeah. Siblings in one body. Left and right sides. Related. Complementary. Yeah. Um, Born together, left and right side. It would be odd if you're only having one side. Yeah. But the left hemisphere innervates the right side of the body, and the right hemisphere of the brain innervates the left side of the body. And the connection may not always be fine because we may be more right-handed versus left-handed. We drive, say, a two-wheeler, we are more right-hand predominant versus the left because the horn is more on the right side, at least in my part of the country. Yeah. So there's a predominance to use the right hand versus the left. Very few left-handers. So the economy is more designed for right-handers. Yeah, more. There is more neurodivergent inclusions, but we have been functioning by the right more often than left. So there could be a side neglect. We may be more predominantly aware of one side of the body versus the other. So try and pay attention to the warmth, moisture, and softness of the left eye and the right eye. Check to see which side you are more predominantly tending to pay attention to. So it's not necessarily a favorite side. It's just that conditionally, with or without your knowledge, you may be paying attention to one side versus the other. Yeah. Now, if you can be aware of this side preference or the awareness of one side to the predominance of the other, dominance of one side versus the other, predominance. Notice if your breath relaxes in some way. Chances are this acknowledgement may not have happened throughout your lifetime. You may never have noticed that there may be a sensory predominance of one side versus the other, that you may have in some way neglected one side over the other for whatever reason. Yeah, it may just be that you may never have thought about it or thought about needing to think about this. Yeah, a lot of people don't. But notice if your breath relaxes in some way. Now that's the significant difference. It's like a milestone coverage. Like developmental milestones. A child grows from one stage to the next stage. So this is like a awareness milestone. Yeah. And continue to notice this left side versus the right side through different times of the day. Because that eases how your predominant side, but more importantly, the other side, which hasn't been paid as much attention to, and how that side of the body begins to breathe, to behave, to have a presence because of your acknowledgement. Okay? Now that's like milestones. There may be like an entire country in your own body you didn't know existed. Yeah? So your whole body is like a continent. Yeah? The container of your body. Continent. Yeah? Container of the wellness of your life. Imagine not knowing an entire country exists in your own body. Yeah? So you have two countries. Oh my goodness, you're rich. Yeah? Wow. And we're only talking about the eyes. Yeah? You're not talking about other parts of the body. So don't get overwhelmed. We have lots of time. We have lots of parts of the body. We have lots of time, like today and then tomorrow. Okay, we'll just think about today. Yeah? And we'll look at what you can feel about the left side of your eyes and the right side of your eyes as much as you can pay attention to in terms of warmth, softness, moisture. That's all. Only about the eyes. Yeah? Nothing more. Just that. And if you are drawn to drink more water, to drink some water, that will be something. Yeah, because that is acknowledging but also remembering in water that you discovered a country today. Yeah, that's like tissue memory. I invite you to drink some water so that your body countries, yeah, continents, remembers that you discovered a new land, a new country today. Your body tissues will be more informed by the water. That's also how land is irrigated, by drinking some water. In the water memory, the water is encapsulated this memory of this discovery of a new land. And notice if your breath eases further. And if so, I think we pause for now. Yeah? We don't want to do too much because we need to take some time to contain the good matters. Yeah, there's so much of goodness that we can handle. Or rather, let's handle the goodness little bit at a time. Yeah. So we will pause for now, and I will leave this recording here for you to visit. It's on X Spaces. Should you be interested? And see you tomorrow. Yeah. Between 6:30 and 7 in the morning. If I'm not coming, then I will leave a message. But I would most likely come. More likely come. Um, but take a rest. Yeah, just walk around, or cool it. Yeah, chill it. All right. Yeah. All right. Drink some water when you are comfortable, and it becomes easier to contain the matter. Vegetables, for example, cucumber also has water. So water-filled vegetables kind of would be interesting. Yeah. All right. Greens, for example. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been a value to you. Do let me know what you think. I'd like to hear from you. Good day.